Welcome to this video on Postmodernism or the Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism by Fredric Jameson. I'm Andrew Chapman. I'm a professor of philosophy, and I'll be your guide. Our purpose in this video is to provide you with a detailed yet accessible summary of this significant work, ensuring that you grasp its key concepts, understand its impact, and are prepared to discuss it critically in your classes and beyond. We'll begin with an introduction to the text and its author, followed by a summary of the main ideas. Next, we'll dive into a deeper analysis, examining the significance and implications of these concepts. We'll also cover how the text has influenced its field and discuss any major criticisms. Finally, we'll wrap up with a summary of the key points covered. Now let's get started with Postmodernism or the Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism. Postmodernism, or the Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism, published in 1991, is a seminal work by Fredric Jameson, an American literary critic and Marxist political theorist. In this book, Jameson explores the cultural, economic, and social conditions of postmodernity, examining how they're shaped by and reflect late capitalist society. Jameson argues that postmodernism is characterized by a new depthlessness, a waning of affect, and a fragmented sense of space and time, which are all symptomatic of the cultural logic of late capitalism. Jameson's work is notable for its interdisciplinary approach, drawing on literature, architecture, film, and other cultural forms to illustrate his arguments. He provides a critical analysis of postmodern culture, highlighting both its innovative aspects and its complicity in the perpetuation of capitalist structures. Jameson defines postmodernism as a cultural dominant that emerged in the late 20th century, characterized by a break with the aesthetic principles of modernism. Postmodern culture is marked by pastiche, parody, and a preference for surfaces over depth. Jameson argues that the features of postmodern culture are directly linked to the economic and social conditions of late capitalism. He suggests that postmodernism is the cultural expression of a new stage of capitalism, characterized by globalization, the commodification of culture, and the pervasive influence of multinational corporations. In postmodern culture, there's a loss of depth and a diminishing of emotional engagement. Art and cultural products become surface level and fragmented, reflecting the commodified nature of cultural production under late capitalism. Jameson discusses how postmodern culture often engages in a form of nostalgia, recycling and reinterpreting past styles without a sense of historical continuity. This results in a kind of historical amnesia, where the past is reduced to a series of disconnected images and styles. Jameson emphasizes the importance of understanding the political implications of cultural texts. He argues that all cultural products, even those that seem apolitical, are shaped by and reflect the underlying economic and social structures of their time. Jameson's analysis of postmodernism provides a comprehensive framework for understanding the cultural transformations of the late 20th century. By linking cultural phenomena to the broader economic and social context of late capitalism, Jameson reveals the ways in which culture both reflects and reinforces capitalist structures. Postmodernism, or the cultural logic of late capitalism, emerged during a period of intense debate about the nature and implications of postmodern culture. Jameson's work draws on Marxist theory, particularly the ideas of economic and cultural determinism, while also engaging with post-structuralist and postmodern theorists, such as Jean-François Lyotard and Jean Baudrillard. Jameson's work has had a significant impact on cultural studies, literary theory, and critical theory. His analysis of postmodernism has influenced scholars across disciplines, providing a critical lens for examining contemporary culture. Jameson's ideas have been used to explore a wide range of cultural phenomena, from architecture and cinema to advertising and digital media. Jameson's critique of postmodern culture has practical implications for understanding the relationship between culture and capitalism. His work encourages a critical examination of cultural products, highlighting the ways in which they may perpetuate or challenge capitalist ideologies. This perspective is valuable for scholars, critics, and activists seeking to engage with contemporary culture in a critical and politically informed manner. Jameson's ideas have been extended and developed by numerous scholars. In cultural studies, his analysis of the commodification of culture has informed critiques of consumerism and media. In literary theory, his concept of the political unconscious has been used to explore the ideological dimensions of literary texts. Despite its influence, postmodernism, or the cultural logic of late capitalism, has faced criticism from various quarters. Some critics argue that Jameson's focus on the economic determinants of culture can be reductive, overlooking the complexity and diversity of cultural production. Others contend that his analysis of postmodernism is overly pessimistic, failing to recognize the potential for resistance and subversion within postmodern culture. Additionally, some scholars have questioned the applicability of Jameson's framework to non-Western contexts, suggesting that his analysis is too narrowly focused on Western capitalist societies. In summary, Postmodernism, or the Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism by Fredric Jameson, is a foundational text that offers a critical analysis of postmodern culture and its relationship to capitalism. Jameson's work reveals the ways in which cultural forms reflect and perpetuate capitalist structures, highlighting the depthlessness, nostalgia, and fragmentation characteristic of postmodernism. Despite criticisms regarding its economic determinism and pessimism, Jameson's analysis remains a crucial framework for understanding contemporary cultural dynamics. His insights into the political unconscious of cultural texts encourage us to critically engage with the cultural products that shape our world. Through his interdisciplinary approach, Jameson provides a comprehensive and nuanced perspective on the cultural logic of late capitalism, challenging us to think critically about the relationship between culture and economic power.